Hello, I'm Skid, and today I'm going to be giving you a quick walkthrough of how to get through the Underhang and then how to make your way through Five Pebbles in the safest way that I know how. I'm also going to be giving instructions like tips and tricks that you may find helpful. I'm going to be starting part way up the leg, about halfway up the leg. I'm currently here, with the rest of the leg being below me. So we're going to navigate up to here. This is still part of the leg, and then we're going to aim to get to there. Now, I actually find this bit harder than everything else that comes after it. We do need to get some food, but as you may or may not have noticed, up in the right there, we have a dragon. He's easy to deal with. Usually. Okay, he's not leaving, so we don't need to worry about him. There's plenty of food up ahead, or where we're heading, anyway. Oh, he's left now, anyway. So yeah, you can get rid of him by firing off the firecrackers. If he doesn't come back, which it doesn't look like he has, then there's food up there you can grab. Just in case. Yeah, he's not come back. So we can grab that, jump and grab that, and it's here before we head up. So at this point here is where you're going to first meet the daddy longlegs. Speak of the devil, he's sliding down. He will usually be sitting in the room up above. Now those things are by and large pretty much blind. They won't be able to see you, but they will hear you. So you want to avoid making noise where possible. I've just knocked something out of the tunnel there, which is letting him know that I am here, which is fine. But getting past these guys is mostly just a matter of patience and not being too... It's a matter of patience rather than trying to be aggressive. You can't kill them. All you can do is distract them. So what I'm going to do... He's leaving now. So he's actually going to go where I want him to be, because I want to show you how to get past him while he is in his little room upstairs. So we make our way up the pipes here. Basically on the left hand side is the only side you want to be hugging. While you're in a tube, by the way, if you are curled up like this, you can see I'm walking backwards. If you hit the jump button, you'll turn around. So usually you'll find him in this room here. What you want to do is you want to wait for him to be hugging the right hand side, and then you hop out over here, and then just go straight into here again. Now, if he detects where you are, he will stick his little feelers down into these. In which case, you just want to be on the furthest edge away from where he is, and you will probably be fine. But if his feelers do find you and latch onto you, then you're probably dead. So this is literally not something you want to be fighting, you want to be running. So now that he's gone below, we can literally just run the rest of the way, because he will not catch back up. So you climb to the top of that, and there's another hole there. Use this to climb to the top of this room entirely. And kick out the top there. So something else that you may or may not be aware of. When you're in little pipes like this, what you can do is you can kick off the walls to give yourself a burst of speed. And I may have just alerted. Nah, he hasn't seen me yet. So yeah, this is probably the hardest bit of this entire section, because there is another daddy longleg up here. So you want to be listening carefully. He's coming down. You hear that noise? Here he comes. So I think I have the spear in my hand at the minute. We'll see whether he's going to come all the way down. So let's come to this side and throw something on the wall. See if we can get his attention. We want to get his attention to get him past. Here he comes. So now we move quickly. And we want to hide here. Once he's passed, sneak out the top. Try to make as little noise as possible. And start climbing up. Now, if the game is going to be particularly unfair, this shouldn't happen, but there's a bug where it can. There might be a second one above here. There shouldn't be, because those things are not supposed to be able to traverse through the pipe systems. But sometimes they do. Now, you'll want a spear with you. There's generally a few that are lying around. You can see there's one over there to the right. I brought one with me. And all you want to do is jump up, hold right, and throw it in. Because that's the easiest way to get up here. Just lodge a spear in there. As I said, there's usually at least a couple of spears on this map. So just look out for them and find them. Okay. If you saw just off to the right, there is another daddy longleg in here. And while we're here, we may as well grab a bit of food. Didn't crawl out of that right. There we go. So let's pick that up. Do I need food in a minute? Yeah, there we go. So we know he's over on the right there. We have time to experiment a little. So rather than going straight for him, I'm going to come down here and into this tube here. Because we want to change screens to find out where he is. Okay. He's gone up. So we want to be up at the top of here. And then if we crouch down and do a long jump over onto here, and then just quickly cross over. And then straight into these. Where possible, if you know that there is a daddy longleg around, you want to avoid being in open space, because it can easily grab you there. So yeah, it's way too far away for it to catch up to me even if it sees me, so we can literally just hurry up here. And now we're at the top of the leg. So, there are other complications you may get. This entire area, there are a lot of the cloaking lizards, dragons. So you want to be careful of them. If you have a spear, you can make this jump easier on yourself by just standing up at the top of here and throwing the spear to the right. But if not, you can long jump over. And then we're just going to hide in here. And now we are going to try and complete the underhang in a single go. So this is a section a lot of people have issues with. I personally never did, but that could be because I learnt the mechanics quicker than most people did and realised how to manipulate them. I can understand why people might find this frustrating. It could also be the fact that I found the path of least resistance first time around. And I'm going to show you that path. So, let's grab the food that we brought in with us. We're only going to need... We technically don't need any. There's plenty of food once we get past the harder area. But if there's food lying around here, we may as well take it with us. So, once you grab what food you want to make sure you have at least something to throw. If you can find a spear along here, grab it as well, but you'll get one later, so don't worry about it. But you'll want an item you can throw, and then a spear. Now, the daddy longleg always spawns to the right over there. We are heading straight for it. So you want to be careful about this. It's mostly going to be a matter of timing. You need him to leave that area. He will leave that area of his own volition eventually, you just don't want to be in his way when he does. If he wants to be a pain, we can always give him encouragement to leave. But what I usually do, which I'm not going to risk at the moment, is over on the right hand side near the bottom you'll see a little pipe and then a little pole. I would usually hide in that hole there. That is usually where I would go and where I would hide. Let's see where he's going. Is he coming my way? He is coming my way. Does he know I'm here, or is he just heading down? Okay. he's going down. So at this point, as long as we're quiet, we should be able to. Nope, he's seen us. So we're going to run. And try and get him to come over here. That'll get his attention. He's being a little bit more of a pain than usual. I want to be just on screen, but I need to be careful that he doesn't stick his feelers straight through there. Okay. Gonna have to try this again. How much time in the day have I lost? Oh, we've got a long day, so we're fine. You do want to be careful when transitioning screens, particularly if you know there's something on the opposite side that wants to eat you. Actually know I'm here, or is he just being a pain? He's just being a pain by the looks of it. Okay, we're going to make a run for it. Because otherwise we're going to be waiting for a long time. Okay, we've made it. So, if he's all the way over there, we should have enough time to get past this section here. So this bit here, you can just jump and climb up. And then you just want to be hopping over to here, down to here, and then up again. That's a spear, actually. We'll grab that. Okay. So that's probably the most annoying bit to get past. Now we're on this section here. We are actually in the underhang. You want to make sure that you have at least one spear and one throwing object. Make sure your throwing object is in your primary hand, which is our left, his right. Because here there be dragons. There nearly always is dragons. There isn't actually any dragons at the moment. You've basically got two options. They will usually spawn around about here, and they'll either be on the layer above you or here. If they're on the layer above you, draw them down so that they're climbing these, and then just throw something at them and they'll drop right off. If they're on the layer below you, you have two options. You can try and kill them, which if you got this far, you should have an idea of how to kill them. I will see if I can find a dragon to show you. But yeah, you can either try to kill them or just crouch down, throw the rock at them, and then just jump over them, because they're not as quick as you are. Well, I'm not going back. So that's a bug that the devs say, that the long legs are not supposed to be able to travel through the pipes. They can, and now I have literally no way back, which is fine. We're progressing on anyway. So, let's see. Here is a dragon. This is not an ideal place to kill him, but he's left anyway. If you encounter a dragon here, and he's heading your way, so let's get his attention. Hey! The easiest way to just deal with them, leave the area, and then wait for him to get to the pipe. The pipe will flash when he gets there, and head back up. And you can just cycle back and forth until he's gone. See? He's gone. We do have to deal with the other one. But there we go. Because this isn't a good area to deal with one. I can try to deal with one, but the problem is I've got no room to jump here, which, if you need to avoid their mouth, jumping over them is the best way to do it. So, now we're in this section here. There may be there's always a daddy long leg somewhere on this section of the underhand. You're just going to have to be careful of it. So the quickest way along is up through there, down through here, then down this one. But really, you just want to be using these pipes to avoid anything that could try to kill you, like the dragons or the daddy longleg. Let's see if we can get the daddy longleg's attention, because he looks like he's in the worst place possible at the minute. Yeah. Although he is moving. So this is probably one of the hard, or what's probably going to be perceived as one of the hardest bits is not. The main thing to worry about is just where that daddy longleg is, in which case it's a waiting game. He's left. So as you're crawling out of here, hold the right button, and you want to wait until your character starts popping out, and then hold up. And then just slide down and just hop along. Now that daddy longleg is in the way again, but it sounds like he's coming back, so let's see if we can bait him over a bit. There's sometimes rocks in these tunnels. There's one right here, that's perfect. I just threw my spear. That's going to be stuck in the wall. Never mind. We're hoping the bang got it, the daddy longleg's attention. Daddy longleg has gone. Which means he's possibly on the last screen, which is a potential problem. There he is, here he comes. So that is the fundamental problem. We need to get past him, and he is literally right in the way at the minute. He did see us there. I want to see if we can get him over here. We can probably outrun him, but at the minute there's a pipe that goes straight the way down. And I don't want him to stick his feelers in there to get me. And look, there's a dragon at the bottom as well, but again, that dragon won't be able to catch us. Okay, it's seen us, it's going to be after us. We're just going to outrun it. Okay, this section can be a problem if there's a dragon here, which there isn't, because there's very little room to maneuver. And you want to be going up here. And now you're pretty much safe. You can still encounter dragons along the way, but by and large there's going to be ways to avoid them or get around them. And these orange things are edible. So when I said food isn't an issue, this is why. Okay. So now we want to go up here, right here, down, right, and down. Come over to the edge. Now, if you're running out of time, you'll see that little marking there. There is a safe room, or a hibernation chamber right below us. We have the time to make it all the way into Five Pebbles. So we're going to hold down jump here, grab hold of the pole, and hop our way across. There's one more right at the edge there. You want to be fairly high for this one, just in case you miss it. And then it's a straight run. I have encountered a cloaking dragon once on this top section, but this is why we're making sure we still have one spear or throwing object. So yeah, not a tricky section. You just need patience. Patience, stop, think. If there's a dragon in the way, try to figure out how to get it out the way, or try and find an opportune point to kill it, or just to basically go past it. If there's a daddy longleg, just wait for it to move. If it doesn't look like it wants to move, make a noise in the opposite direction, and then hide. Okay, so now that we're in Five Pebbles, we actually don't care about the current time in the cycle anymore. Five Pebbles does not flood. Did I just say 5 pedals? 5 pebbles does not flood. But because there is a strong probability you will die in 5 pebbles, you're going to want to crawl into this first safe room anyway. Okay, so there's multiple routes through 5 pebbles. Can I bring up the map? Okay, so this is the overall map. This is one of the ways you can go. This is a hard way. You want to avoid going that way if you can. You can come up here. So this is the section where most people don't realise. We'll get to it in a minute. Most people will come here and go up, and this will take you to unfortunate development, which is passable. All the areas are passable, but can be a bit tricky. You have to get through these sections here, or these 2 sections here, and there's, generally speaking, at least a couple of daddy longlegs in each. They're very dangerous sections, but that is the shortest route to go through. Once you've got past that, you're in this section here, and that's fairly easy to navigate once you find your way around. But I'm going to show you the safer way around. So remember, time is not a factor here. You do not need to worry about the clock. So there is literally no reason not to take your time and wait if a daddy longleg is in the way, because that's the only thing in this area that's going to cause you any problems. Oh, and if you didn't know at this point, one thing you can do in any tunnel is the second you've turned around a corner, you can jump and you'll kick off the wall. This is particularly useful when you're trying to, when you're trying to outrun a dragon in a normal tunnel, because it's the only way to travel faster than them in tunnels. So this entire area has no gravity, so you want to be judging your jumps before you make them. I'm actually going to drop these 2 things at the minute because I'm hoping to grab a little bit of food along the way. You may have just heard the telltale sound of a daddy longleg. Don't worry, it is not in this section, but we are going to have to navigate around it. While you're floating around in this area, if you want to grab hold of poles, hold down the button opposite to the direction you're travelling and you'll grab it. If you don't want to grab it, don't hold anything. Okay. Oh, there is a new one. These things you can grab hold onto. I've never had them kill me or hurt me in any way. I don't know whether or not they can, but yeah, they've never hurt me. But if you remember from when you saw Moon, you may remember these little things, they're neurons. You can take these back to her, but while you're here, they are safe to eat. In fact, they are your only source of food, and that's how you get your glow. So, most people would have entered up the passageway up on the top right there. What most people don't see, you can get some limited control over the direction you're flying if you're not going too fast. Yeah, what most people don't see is the 3 tubes to the bottom of here. Those 3 tubes is the longer but slightly safer way. Let's see if we can get in this left-hand one. Right. So yeah, there is a daddy longleg down here. That is the main obstacle through this route. Why don't we come down this side? There he is. So where is he going? Has he seen me? Is there another pipe I can jump out of? No. I have no way past him. I need him to move. Or more accurately, I have no safe way to pass him while maintaining control of where I'm going. If he is heading my way, I'm probably going to want to move. But I need to be careful because he will stick his feelers straight through those. You don't need to worry too much about collecting those neurons here, because there's going to be plenty later in safer areas that you can grab. But if the opportunity presents itself, there's really no reason not to grab one. At least one, because then you have enough to hibernate, assuming you came in here with full food. Okay. Where is he? There he is. Okay. This would be the opportunity to go. But I'm in the wrong hole, and this might get me killed if he's heading here. He is. I need to move. Okay. Always err on the side of safe, or the side of being safe. As I said, you have unlimited amount of time here. No need to rush anything. Current position is that I can get past him. And I went too far. And now I've gone too far the other way. Let's try and get some downward motion. Try and grab onto that. There we go. Before he moves, let's see if we can get the kickoff. Damn it! He's gone exactly where I need. So basically we need to be down below. Let's see if a distraction can be made. There we go, I'm past him. So at this point, swim! Ah, I've stopped moving. I'm still safe. Yeah, the quickest or the safest way is to crawl along the bottom where there's a pipe there. Let me just grab a hold of this and actually show you that way. But I misjudged that jump. So yeah, there's a bunch of pipes coming along. You want to try and grab along them and then get down to the bottom here, because then you've got the most control while you're grabbing these pipes. But that's the hardest bit to get past. And all it requires is patience. There are still daddy longlegs in this area. I think there's one in this room as well. But if memory serves, it's less of an issue. Again, you just need to be... Take your time. I could be wrong about there being a daddy longleg in here. My memory seems to say that there was. Again, I can't hear it. Okay, yeah, there's not one here. There may be one in here. I'm almost certain the last time I came through here there was one, but I don't know whether or not it could have climbed through from another area. So in other words, I don't know if he's supposed to be in here. So you remember I said earlier not to worry about gathering neurons, you'll find plenty of them later. Okay. Some places you're just going to have to do a leap of faith. We're still in an area where potentially we could find a daddy longleg if it's crawled through. but this area I've never seen one in. Okay, I've missed the hole. And yeah, if you've stopped dead, you can get a limited amount of movement if you just wiggle your body around. And if you can touch a floor, then you can kick off. Okay, so review. Where we've come from so far. Once the map reloads. Yeah. We've come from the safe room over here. We've gone north. We've gone north again. Follow the path around. At this split, we've gone up. And then in this room, we've come to the edge and then slid through those holes there. We've then come down and around, and we're now going back up again. So we're aiming to get into the section directly above this one. Now there is almost certainly a daddy longleg in the next room, but he is usually really easy to avoid. Let's find out where he is first. You could just end up being really unlucky and find him sitting right in the way of your jump there. Okay, now the safest way through here is just that little tunnel over there. So we'll just swing our way over. And crawl our way in there. Let's grab some rubble while we're in here, just in case we need it. Okay. You should not encounter any more daddy longlegs. That should be the last one. If you want a bit more speed, you can just throw stuff. Oops. So if you've been this way before, you'll probably recognise the bottom bit of this, because that's the way most people normally go. Oops. Let's sneak around here. Okay. So that little device up there is actually a gravity manipulation device. You don't need to worry about it because we are just heading straight over here. So just get yourself on this pole and head up. If you get caught in it, it will just fling you around and eventually you'll grab hold of something. But we want to be this way if memory serves. Now let's check. That's actually a way I've never been. But that is not a way that you can go to get out. So yeah, this is the way we want to be. Wiggle our way down to the pipe. For ease of navigation's sake, if I remember correctly, we want to be towards the edge of these, rather than straight in the middle. Because otherwise you're going to hit something when you get to the end of this room. Which, as far as I'm aware, has never actually hurt me. But it looks like it potentially could, so I'm always a little wary of it. None of those things are dangerous. Again, as far as I'm aware, I've never had any of them hurt me. That's the thing I want to avoid smashing into. And this is where we want to be. Now, I think it's north here. It's easy enough for me to tell. Yep, we're almost there. So we want to be heading north. Or up, rather. And now we are almost... Oh no, we are. We're in the memory complex. Getting into that one at the top there is a little tricky. Let's see if I can get this. There we go. So what I'm going to do is turn my slug cat around. I'm going to release there and try and claw my way along the wall and then swing around. Almost. Come on. There we go. And then from here, I think it's right. Yep. So we can just head that away. And fling! I'm not going to touch anything because I don't actually want to grab a hold of that. I'll grab a hold of that. Nah, I'm going to hit it anyway. So yeah, I don't know if that does anything or if those little white things will hurt you, but I'm always a little worried because of the noise they make. And yeah, we want to be up here. And we should be approaching the system bus. And we are indeed approaching the system bus, and we know that from the noise the game is making now. So again, I'm just not going to hold anything so I don't grab on. I'm just going to float along. Now I'll grab on because I want to be heading off. Or up. And welcome to the general system bus. As far as I'm aware, there is nothing here that can kill you now. Just fling yourself upwards and let yourself float. You can see time is well run out at this point. So yeah, as I said, don't worry about time. It's not a factor. Let's grab a hold of that. Flick over to here. And we are almost there. Now, I'm actually not going to finish this journey. There's a couple of reasons why. But the primary reason is because... Oops, I went the wrong way. You basically want to be jumping your way around the outside of this room until you get to the top, and then you'll see the entrance eventually. I ended up actually going past it once I looped around first time. But yeah, I'm not going to finish the journey because there are spoilers ahead, and there is something else that happens if you come here a third time that I do not want to trigger. So what I'm going to personally do is find a safe way back to one of the... Well, probably straight away back down to where I came from. So let's crawl onto this wall so we can try and jump off the wall. Okay. And the exit of Five Pebbles is right there. So there you go. Nothing too much to worry about. Just take your time. That is almost certainly why most people fail. They either try to rush their way past the daddy long legs, or they just don't take care of jumps. Neither of these two sections are hard. Just be patient. But anyway, hopefully that was helpful. And I'm going to leave it there, because yeah, as I said, spoilers in the room ahead. Thank you very much for watching. Hopefully I will see you next time.